All right, y'all, what's happening? Welcome back to another episode of We the People, where the people come for the truth, and the truth might set them free. But here we go. Check this out. So we're going to do a recap, and this one here is a tribute to President Trump and the endurance that he went through, the things that he had to endure. And here's just a little bit of it, okay? This is just a little bit of it. Now let me warn you, parents, you might want to take your kids out of the room. This right here is going to say it all to you. Watch it now that you know the things that are coming out with the Russia collusion hoax, right? Pay attention to Miss Clinton now. Pretty psychotic. Hey guys, do me a favor, before we continue this video, I really appreciate you guys. Do me a favor, hit that like, share, and subscribe. I really appreciate it. It helps us to get into the algorithm, and it's working us up to get our monetization. We're getting closer and closer. We're up to 82K. You guys are amazing. Thank you so much for sticking in there with me, man. Family, man. You guys are family to me. I love you guys. So let's get this together.
Thank you very much for being here. We're going to begin with a question from one of the members in our town hall. Each of you will have 2 minutes to respond to this question. Secretary Clinton, you won the coin toss, so you'll go first. Our first question comes from Patrice Brock. Patrice?
Thank you, and good evening.
And before we start, I want to say this. I want you to pay attention to the media bias and how they are already set into motion to not give Trump the respect that he deserves as president, as running for president, giving him the same respect as they gave Hillary Clinton throughout this debate. Just pay attention to the media bias, and it's immediate. I mean immediate, nonstop. Here we go. And the things about the sexual assault, that case ain't as important. I agree with that. But it is an urgency to that case because, for the simple fact, they had no real evidence. It's a hearsay. And if you pay attention and read the case, it's very similar to a Law and Order episode that happened a while ago, a couple years ago maybe. But it's funny how it's so similar to that, right? And I mean, you got all these people around the Clintons that come up dead and missing. I mean, it's weird, right? But this video isn't about all that. It's about the media bias and knowing what you know now. And not even knowing everything yet, but knowing what we already know, what we've seen. Let this jog your memory a little.
The last presidential debate could have been rated as MA, mature audiences, per TV parental guidelines. Mm-hmm. Knowing that educators assign viewing the presidential debates as students' homework, do you feel you are modeling appropriate and positive behavior for today's youth?
Well, thank you. Are you a teacher? Yes, I think that's a very good question because I've heard from lots of teachers and parents about some of their concerns about some of the things that are being said and done in this campaign. And I think it is very important for us to make clear to our children that our country really is great because we're good. And And we are going to respect one another, lift each other up. We are going to be looking for ways to celebrate our diversity. And we are going to try to reach out to every boy and girl as well as every adult to bring them in to working on behalf of our country. I have a very positive and optimistic view about what we can do together. That's why the slogan of my campaign is Stronger Together. Because I think if we work together, if we overcome the divisiveness that sometimes sets Americans against one another, and instead we make some big goals, and I've set forth some big goals, getting the economy to work for everyone, not just those at the top, making sure that we have the best education system from preschool through college and making it affordable, and so much else. If we set those goals and we go together to try to achieve them, there's nothing, in my opinion, that America can't do. So that's why I hope that we will come together in this campaign. Obviously, I'm hoping to earn your vote. I'm hoping to be elected in November, and I can promise you I will work with every American. I want to be the president for all Americans, regardless of your political beliefs, where you come from, what you look like, your religion. I want us to heal our country and bring it together, because that's, I think, the best way for us to get the future that our children and our grandchildren deserve.
Secretary Clinton.
And then the second part is, but if you don't, I'm going to make you suffer. I'm going to destroy your country. If you don't, you will pay. And now that I know, now that we know everything that we know, that's what it feels like went through her head instantly as soon as she said all that. We can accomplish all this together. That's why my slogan is, you understand? And in her mind, I guarantee you she's thinking, but if you vote for this dude, I swear, you will pay. You sons of bitches will pay if you do that. I will make this country suffer. We will make this country suffer until it's all over. And look what's happened. From this time until now, use your head and your heart and ask God to guide you, right? Ask God to guide you. And look at everything that has happened from that time until now. Look at how much we've had to suffer because they have control, because we've allowed them to have control of us. Don't you understand? We are the ones with the real control. If we protest now and every one of us stop working today, what do you think will happen to this country? It's a good thing we have a good president and President Trump. And don't let them keep on deflecting with these Epstein files. We want the truth, Trump. We want the truth. But let them do their job. And you just worry about getting this Russian hoax out. We ain't worried about you. We just want you to hold to your promise. We know you got nothing to do with this. We know they probably were ready to try to smear you all over that at one point, and then realized they couldn't tie you to them. Not really. Because if they could have, oh, you better believe they would have. And that black lady, that's the congresswoman from wherever, that was on the Don Lemon show, that lemon ass show. I'm letting you know, you better be ready for a lawsuit. You accused the president of being a pedophile. And you extended all your words before the lemon reminded you that you might want to say allegedly or something like that, right? But you didn't. You said a lot. So you're probably open to a lawsuit. Welcome to the team. Anyway, but let's continue on here. Let's hear what President Trump has to say. This is when saying something.
Thank you, Mr. Trump. You have 2 minutes.
Well, I actually agree with that. I agree with with everything she said. I began this campaign because I was so tired of seeing such foolish things happen to our country. This is a great country. This is a great land. I've gotten to know the people of the country over the last year and a half that I've been doing this as a politician. I cannot believe I'm saying that about myself, but I guess I have been a politician. And my whole concept was to make America great again. When I watch the deals being made, when I watch what's happening with some horrible things like Obamacare, where your health insurance and health care is going up by numbers that are astronomical, 68%, 59%, 71%. When I look at the Iran deal and how bad a deal it is for us, it's a one-sided transaction where we're giving back $150 billion to a terrorist state, really the number one terrorist state. We've made them a strong country from really a very weak country just 3 years ago.
Now remember, and I want to give a shout out to them pilots that hit Iran, that flew in the dead of night. Quiet, smooth, and hit their mark so precise. I mean, what else do you say about that? It was amazing. It was nothing short of amazing. And we may never get to know who they are, and we may never get to meet them, but we love you, and we thank you for your service, and we thank you for what you do for our country to protect and serve, and to protect our people. So from the people, thank you. But President Trump has been saying this since then, and that's why them good people got to swoop in there with those bombers and hit that nuclear site in Iran. But he's been calling it since then, right? This is the second debate? Yeah, second debate. Here we go.
When I look at all of the things that I see and all of the potential that our country has, we have such tremendous potential, whether it's in business and trade, where we're doing so badly. Last year, we had an almost $800 billion trade deficit.
So that's Anderson Cooper, too. So that's CNN, CNBC, CNN, right? So if we do the math, right, the Communist News Network, but we understand why they're getting ready to treat President Trump the way they do. Just watch.
In other words, trading with other countries, we had an $800 billion deficit. It's hard to believe, inconceivable. You say, who's making these deals? We're going to make great trade deals. We're going to have a strong border. We're going to bring back law and order. Just today, a policeman was shot, 2 killed, and this is happening on a weekly basis. We have to bring back respect to law enforcement. At the same time, we have to take care of people on all sides. We need justice. But I want to do things that haven't been done, including fixing and making our inner cities better for the African American citizens that are so great, and for the Latinos, Hispanics. And I look forward to doing it. It's called Make America Great Again.
Thank you, Mr. Trump. The question from Patrice was about, are you both modeling positive and appropriate behaviors for today's youth? We received a lot of questions online, Mr. Trump, about the tape that was released on Friday. So you can imagine, you called what you said locker room banter. You described kissing women without consent, grabbing their genitals. That is sexual assault. You bragged that you have sexually assaulted women. Do you understand that?
No, I didn't say that at all. I don't think you understood what was said. This was locker room talk. I'm not proud of it. I apologize to my family. I apologize to the American people. Certainly, I'm not proud of it. But this is locker room talk. You know, when we have a world where you have ISIS chopping off heads, where you have, and frankly, drowning people in steel cages, where you have wars and horrible, horrible sights all over, where you have so many bad things happening. This is like medieval times. We haven't seen anything like this, the carnage all over the world. And they look and they they see. Can you imagine the people that are frankly doing so well against us with ISIS, and they look at our country and they see what's going on? Yes, I'm very embarrassed by it. I hate it, but it's locker room talk, and it's one of those things. I will knock the hell out of ISIS. We're going to defeat ISIS. ISIS happened a number of years ago in a vacuum that was left because of bad judgment, and I will tell you, I will take care of ISIS.
So, Mr.
And
Trump,
we should get on to much more important things and much bigger things.
just for the record, though, are you saying that what you said on that bus 11 years ago, that you did not actually kiss women without consent or grope women without consent?
I have great respect for women.
What kind of question is that? You know what I mean? Like, what kind of question would, I'm trying to get it there. There he is. What kind of question would a little prick, son of a bitch like this, ask a question like that for? Don't worry, Anderson Cooper. You're part of the conspiracy, I believe. You're part of the conspiracy. You've been pushing that conspiracy for a long time. And you'll have plenty of cocksuckers right around with you. Yeah? Plenty of them up in there. You enjoy your time, sir. I hope you come down in the indictment, because you've been part of that conspiracy, pumping and pushing it for a long time.
Are you saying that what you said on that bus 11 years ago, that you did not actually kiss women without consent or grope women without consent?
I have great respect for women. Nobody has more respect for women than I do.
So for the record, you're saying you never did that?
Things that, frankly, you hear these things are said, and I was embarrassed by it, but I have tremendous respect for women.
Have you ever done those
women
things?
Have respect for me, and I will tell you, no, I have not. And I will tell you that I'm going to make our country safe. We're going to have borders on our country, which we don't have now. People are pouring into our country, and they're coming in from the Middle East and other places. We're going to make America safe again. We're going to make America great again, but we're going to make America safe again. And we're going to make America wealthy again, because if you don't do that, it sounds harsh to say, but we have to build up the wealth of our nation. Right now, other nations are taking our jobs and they're taking our wealth.
Thank you, Mr.
And
Trump.
that's what I want to talk about.
Secretary Clinton, do you want to respond?
Of course.
Well, like everyone else, I've spent a lot of time thinking over the last 48 hours about what we heard and saw. You know, with prior Republican nominees for president, I disagreed with them on politics, policy.
She did a good job in making sure that little locker room talk, right, got to the media for this day. So Anderson Cooper could get Trump with a gotcha question again, right? Just a good old gotcha question, right? Gotcha, Trump. What do you say about groping women and kissing them without permission on the mouth? What do you say to that, Trump? He's the same one that makes sure that he does the interview with E. Jean Carroll. He is the same one. E. Jean Carroll looked like she was ready to rape him on TV, little sucker ass. Yeah, he's the one. But listen to her God-given self, you know. For the last 48 hours, I had to think about this.
But I never questioned their fitness to serve. Donald Trump is different. I said starting back in June that he was not fit to be president and commander-in-chief.
Right, that is what you...
And many Republicans and independents have said the same thing. What we all saw and heard on Friday was Donald talking about women, what he thinks about women, what he does to women. And he has said that the video doesn't represent who he is. But I think...
Okay, well, Hillary, if I were to ask a question, I would say that if you have a problem with what you heard that President Trump supposedly did, why don't you have a problem with your husband? Why don't you have a problem with your husband? It's a whole different light now that we know we got a blowjob in the White House. Was Epstein there with a video camera? Or were you? Huh?
I think it's clear to anyone who heard it that it represents exactly who he is. Because we've seen this throughout the campaign. We have seen him insult women. We've seen him rate women on their appearance, ranking them from 1 to 10. We've seen him embarrass women on TV and on Twitter. We saw him after the first debate spend nearly a week denigrating a former Miss Universe in the harshest, most personal terms. So, yes, this is who Donald Trump is. But it's not only women, and it's not only this video that raises questions about his fitness to be our president, because he has also targeted immigrants, African Americans, Latinos, people with disabilities, POWs, Muslims, and so many others. So this is who Donald Trump is. And the question for us, the question our country must answer, is that this is not who we are. That's why, to go back to your question, I want to send a message, we all should, to every boy and girl, and indeed to the entire world, that America already is great, but we are great because we are good.
Is it?
And we will respect one another, and we will work with one another, and we will celebrate our diversity. These are very important values to me, because this is the America that I know and love. And I could pledge to you tonight that this is the America that I will serve if I'm so fortunate enough to become your president.
And we want to get to some questions.
Well, we're not going to let you push that bullshit off on us either, Hillary. You can shove your diversity up your diverse ass cheeks. Excuse me, President Trump, continue.
Online.
Respond to that?
Yes.
I assume I am.
Yes, you can respond to that.
It's just words, folks. It's just words. Those words, I've been hearing them for many years. I heard them when they were running for the Senate in New York, where Hillary was going to bring back jobs to upstate New York, and she failed. I've heard them where Hillary is constantly talking about the inner cities of our country, which are a disaster, education-wise, job-wise, safety-wise, in every way possible. I'm going to help the African Americans. I'm going to help the Latinos, Hispanics. I am going to help the inner cities. She's done a terrible job for the African Americans. She wants their vote, and she does nothing, and then she comes back 4 years later. We saw that firsthand when she was a United States Senator. She campaigned where the
Mr. Trump, I want to get to audience questions and online questions.
So she's allowed to do that, but I'm not allowed to.
You're going to get to respond right now.
Sounds fair.
This tape is generating.
Sounds fair. You hear him? Let me ask you, such a tyrant. Oh, Lord. A tyrant. A fascist dictator. Oh, my God. A fascist. I mean, I'm waiting for him to walk up and grab Anderson Cooper and body slam him and just smack her head right off of her shoulders for being so disrespectful and rude. But does he? No. Why? Because he is a man that controls his emotions. He is not a Duracell dummy that allows you to put a battery in his back and just go on. No. That is why he is who he is. Even in 2025.
intense interest. In just 48 hours, it's become the single most talked about story of the entire 2016 election on Facebook, with millions and millions of people discussing it on the social network. As we said a moment ago, we do want to bring in questions from voters around the country via social media, and our first stays on this topic. Jeff from Ohio asks on Facebook, Trump says the campaign
We're going to get to that in the next round. I'm going to leave it right here because we're at the breaking point, 24 minutes and 50 some odd seconds. So I want to thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you on part 2 of debate 2 with President Trump and Hillary Clinton. And breaking down this video, adding some commentary to it, and showing what disrespectful, disgusting liars that Hillary Clinton and the Clinton Foundation, the Soros Foundation, and the Democratic apparatus did to try to bring down a man, destroy a man, and take away the presidency that he so fairly won. They took your vote. Your vote. They took your voice. Is it we the people, or do we go back, do we just give it to the government and let them run everything in our daily life? Just remember, Ronald Reagan said, when you hear up at the door and you say, who is it? And they say it's the government. And you say, can I help you? And they say, we're here to help. Go away. That's what you tell them. Go away. I love you guys. I'll see y'all in part 2. Thank you guys for watching. You're amazing, man. Thank you for all the likes and subscribes in the videos. Man, we're doing fantastic, and it's all because of you. Keep it up. I'm in here for the long haul, and I'm going to keep up the hard work also. Y'all have a great one, and I'll see you in the next round, baby. I'm out.